Hey guys, it's Z with the Motivated Moneymaker YouTube channel. And in today's video, I will be going over the process I use for writing my profile and my cover letter. Now, in a previous video, I talk about the 10 tips I use to be a successful freelancer on Upwork. In tips 1 and 3, I briefly talk about the profile and the cover letter, but I don't go into detail about the process that I use. And that's the purpose of this video. So why is the cover letter and the profile crucial to the success of a freelancer? Well, the profile shows clients where your skill level is and what experience you have, whereas your cover letter shows them specifically how you can help them with their problem. The cover letter is really the process and the methods. And so I'm going to go over that in this video. I'm going to take you guys into my laptop. I'm going to show you my profile. And I'm going to show you actually several things to do in your profile that have helped me win multiple projects. So I'm going to go over that. And then I'm going to take you into a document where I go through a step-by-step process of how I write both the bio in my profile and my cover letter. So with that being said, I am going to take you into my computer. But before I do, please hit that like and subscribe button and turn on post notifications because I do plan on uploading more content throughout the week. With that being said, let's get started. Alrighty guys, so I have you in my profile right now because there's a couple of things I would like to show you before I take you to the document and explain the process I use for writing both my bio that goes in the profile and my cover letter. The first thing I want to talk about is this profile picture. And the reason I'll talk about it is because I've seen several freelancers that don't have a picture in their profile. And in my personal opinion, I think it's really great to have one because when you are applying for jobs and let's say there's 50 plus freelancers applying, I don't know. It's for me, if I were the clients, I would like to have a face that I could put to the name. And also, I want to mention this. If you are worried about interviews, having to show your face, um, I don't think it's honestly that big of a concern because for the several projects I've had on Upwork, I've only had an interview where I showed my face maybe like once. I've only had one interview where that's happened, and I've only had one interview where I had to do a phone call. So if anything, most of your interviews will be conducted via chat. At least that's my experience. So if you're worried about that, I personally do not think it's that big of a deal. So don't be shy, put up your profile picture, give them a face they can name. The next thing I want to talk about is this view profile. Now this view profile is great if you have additional or multiple skills you want to monetize. So if you're a graphic designer who also does video editing, then you can create multiple profiles. Right now, from what I know, you can create 2 profiles. I don't know if you need to upgrade to create multiple profiles. I use basic because I make quite a bit of money on it. There's no need for me to upgrade if everything I really need is in basic. So don't upgrade if you don't need to. But if you want to, then that's all on you. That's your choice. But for me, I choose to stay in basic. But back to this view profile. If you want to create a new profile, as you can see, I already have 2, so I can't hit that plus button. That would be right here. I think it's right here after this pencil icon. But if you create a new one, this you would click that plus icon. That would be right here. But I have one from when I started creating it not too long ago. So I'm gonna go back real quickly, show you the several steps. So if I were to go back and I'm gonna delete it quickly and then show you. So it would be right here, the plus icon. So I'm gonna create a new profile, and you can decide whether it would be a specialized profile or a general profile. General profile is if you wanted to use it to apply to any project, regardless of what they're looking for, or a specialized profile. So if you are a great graphic designer, you can create a profile specifically for that. So for the sake of an example, I'm just going to go create a specialized profile. Here you can select what specialty. So there's a whole slew to choose from. I think I'm going to do transcription because I do have experience with transcribing. Then you can select your deliverables. Click those. Okay, that looks about right. And then once you finish clicking everything that pertains to your skill set, so we continue. Here I don't technically have a title just yet. Title you would see up there. In your bio, I don't have a bio for this. I could easily create one, but I don't have one. So for the sake of an example, I'm gonna stop it right here. Now, as you will see in a second, it will be saved as a draft. The plus sign disappears because I have met the maximum of 2 profiles. So there's that, and if we're going to talk about the rest of this profile, filling it in is pretty self-explanatory. If anything, it's like a resume, a digital resume. And as you start applying for projects, you will see a little notification saying no need to upload a resume because once you apply for that project, once you submit your proposal, they'll send them their profile. So your profile is basically a placement for your resume. So that's why it's very, very important that you fill out as much as it pertains to you. And so the fill-in portion, again, is pretty self-explanatory. Now I'm going to take you into the document and show you how I write my bio and my cover letter. Okay, so I'm quickly going to go over both the bio and the cover letter. So first I'm going to do the bio. I'm going to read it real quickly. Hi, my name is Zephanasia Lewis, and I am an editor and proofreader. More specifically, I am a line editor, developmental editor, and copy editor. I have worked with several authors on various writing projects ranging from sci-fi and romance to memoirs and biographies, to which I have received good responses for my work. I am a great communicator and team player. If you are looking for someone who is willing to keep you updated in regards to the progression of your project, I am more than happy to do that. To see more examples of my work outside Upwork, please click the link below where you'll be taken to my website that showcases more of my projects. Thank you for reading. I hope that can be useful to you on your writing project. And so I'll get to this note in a second, but right now I want to talk about the parts of the bio. So the introduction. As you can see, I do mention my name again here. And some of you may think, well, why do you need to do that if your name is already at the top of your profile? I do this because I treat my bio as if I'm in a live interview. And in a live interview, you don't just go up and abruptly start talking about, whatever. You have to transition into it nice and smoothly. So this is really for transitional purposes. Hi, my name is, and then on to number 2, I talk about who I am and what do I do. So I'm an editor and proofreader, and then I go more specifically into what it is that I do. So I'm a line editor, developmental editor, and copy editor. Then moving on, you want to highlight some of your skills and accomplishments. So this will be more of the accomplishment right here. I talk about I have worked on various writing projects ranging from sci-fi and romance, and I have received good responses for my work. The skills would probably be about right here. I do want to make note there's no specific order in which you have to do this, but this is the order that I feel helps with transition, helps me transition a lot more smoothly. So again, it doesn't matter what order, just as long as it transitions nicely. So again, back to the skills and accomplishments. I talk about I am a great communicator. Communication is very, very crucial, and you will see me talk about it again in the cover letter. So again, I explain a couple of my skills. I mean, these are really just soft skills. You can go into more hard skills if you wanted to, but for right now, I just included those soft skills. The external link. If you have an external link to an additional website, include it. And I say included because it serves as an invitation. The goal is to keep the conversation going. You want to get further in the conversation than other freelancers, and this is how you do it. You invite them to continue it. And so I talk about it again in the cover letter. And there's a different way to do it than the bio. that works for me, so I'll go over that. But for your bio, I say the external link. Add that external link to your bio, um, so they can see more of your work. Again, it's about continuing the conversation. Now, you want to conclude it. And when you conclude it, again, just like the introduction, you don't want it to be abrupt. You want it to be a nice transition, nice and smooth. Okay. And so that's kind of why I keep it after the invitation. Um, Again, doesn't matter what order, but for me, this is the best transition, in my opinion, to invite them and then conclude it. And so I like to conclude it with thank you for reading, or I am looking forward to working with you in the future. It doesn't necessarily have to be these two specifically, but these are the two that I like to use the most. Now that we're finished with the bio, I'm going to briefly explain how I write my cover letter. So I'm going to go over it real quickly. Um, Hi, my name is Zephanasia, and I would like the opportunity to work with you. I have experience editing other authors' work on Upwork for areas that can take away from the clarity and conciseness from one's writing. I have a specific process I use for editing every author's work. First, I go through and edit the book for noticeable errors. Then, I send the entire book through a software editor I use to pick up on the minor errors that I might have missed, such as additional spaces in the text. As a firm believer in communication, I have no problem providing a weekly update about my progress in editing your book. Additionally, if you are interested in hearing any feedback and/or suggestions, I have no problem providing them. This is actually my favorite part of the editing and proofreading process. I normally type up a weekly report which entails both my progress and suggestions should I have any. Additionally, if you need any help for formatting your book, I have experience formatting writing using Microsoft Word. If you need help figuring out size, headers, page numbers, etc., I would be happy to help you. As for how long it would take for me to complete editing and proofing and formatting if asked of me, I would like to estimate somewhere between 1 to 3 months. I want to return you a quality edited book. That means I'm going to need some time to edit it to minimize errors. I'm a great editor who takes pride in helping authors edit and proofread their work. I know my skills in editing and formatting will be of value, and I look forward to the opportunity to work with you. Thank you for reading. Now to go through this real quickly. Again, introduction is very, very important. You want to make sure that it is nice and smooth and easily transitions into your next paragraph. And again, you explain who you are and what you do, your experience. Moving on to 2, your process and methods. Again, like I stated earlier in the video, your profile is really your what, and your cover letter is your how. And you can see that right here into explain your process and your methods. How do you work, and how can you help us? So that's number 2. Communication is very, very crucial. Communication is crucial because they are entrusting you with their project. And so they need to know that you will keep them in a loop and that they don't have to try to figure out what's going on. And again, keeping them in a loop is very, very important. Competitive advantage. This is very, very crucial because for some of these projects, you may have 50 plus freelancers applying for them. And so you need to be able to stand out from the crowd. And so that's what you see right here. In addition to offering my editing services, I also offer formatting. And so again, you want to stand out. So if you have any additional skills that may help them in the future, do not be afraid to mention it. Who knows? They may actually call on you like, hey, can you also do this for me? I know that's happened to me before. They're like, okay, well, I also have this. Would you be willing to do this if I paid you this much to do it? And I'm like, yeah. So again, don't be afraid to mention what else you can do. Invitation. Again, invitation is important because you want to keep the conversation going outside of the cover letter. They have 50 plus freelancers applying for the job, but I don't know if all of them are continuing the conversation. So again, that's where you can separate yourself. Continue the conversation. Don't let it in. Get them into your message. Get them to chat. Get them to start asking you, can you use this for me in the chat? And so an example of it, I wish I would have put in here. This is one of my earlier cover letters, so I didn't necessarily have the invitation part. But an invitation could look something like, I am more than willing to do a sample edit for you, uh, if it helps you to determine whether or not I am the right editor for you. Something as simple as that to keep the conversation going. It does not have to be long. It doesn't have to be one of these paragraphs. Nice, short, simple, sweet sentence. And then you want to conclude it. And again, nice transition, cover everything that you've mentioned in here. Great editor takes pride in helping authors edit and proofread their work. And again, you do want to thank them for reading because it's pretty lengthy. And so, thank you for reading. Thank you for your time. Those are great conclusions. And just like the introduction, you don't want it to be abrupt. You want it to be nice and smooth. Okay, so that is the cover letter. That is the profile and the cover letter.
And that is it, guys. That is the process I use for writing both my bio and my cover letter and setting up my profile. And before I go, I do want to mention that this is not the only way to write your bio or your cover letter. A quick Google search will show you multiple ways to do that. But this is the process that works for me and it has helped me win multiple projects. So if you would like to give it a try, by all means, please do so. And refer back to this video to see the different parts and my explanation for them. Well, that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, please hit that like and subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you can be the first one to know when I upload a new video. And on this channel, we talk about money, wealth, and everything else in between. So if that is your kind of thing, then please do hit that subscribe button and follow me on all of my social media channels. I will include the links to those in the description below. Until next time, take care and stay safe.